The holiday season is here, which usually means gatherings, good vibes, and way too much food. So much food that holiday overeating is basically tradition, followed by New Year's gym plans we all pretend will happen. But it doesn't have to be that way. What if one comforting, satisfying meal could do the job? This is all you need. In Persona 5, Cafe Leblanc's curry is a single pot that feeds everyone, builds bonds, and feels special every time it's served. Just good food and good company. I'm going to show you how to make Leblanc Curry, straight from the official Persona Cookbook. We'll follow the cookbook's instructions, talk about the man behind this hearty recipe, and compare it to the Persona 5 Strikers recipe card released back in 2021. Master this comforting dish, and you just might earn Sojiro's approval. For our first round of prep, we're going to start by dicing 2 large onions and mincing 4 cloves of garlic. We'll then take a 2-inch piece of ginger, peeling off the skin, and grate it down. We're also going to grab an apple, ambrosia apple in my case, peel it and grate it down alongside the garlic and ginger. All these components are going in together, so I'm okay with their juices getting to know each other before jumping into the fray. To get our curry started, I have about 1.5 pounds of beef, cubed into 1 to 2-inch pieces. On high heat, add a couple tablespoons of oil to the pot and place the beef in batches. Season with some salt so we can get some browning on the sides, about 5 to 8 minutes per batch. I'm using round beef, which is fine for soups, stews, and curries like this. You can definitely use more marbled cuts like ribeye if you're feeling real fancy. The recipe also calls for a Dutch oven, but if you don't have one like me, a large stainless steel pot will do the job just fine. Once our beef is done, take it out and put it aside. Set the heat to medium low and add in the onions, stirring occasionally until soft and golden. If the bottom of the pot is looking too dry, add a splash of water to deglaze the bottom a little. The cookbook mentions 15 to 20 minutes, which seems like a long time, but keep an eye on it. On another skillet on medium heat, add 6 tablespoons of flour. Stir occasionally until it turns golden brown, about 5 to 8 minutes. While the onions and flour are becoming golden, let's prepare the Japanese curry powder. In a bowl, I'm combining 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon ground coriander, 2 teaspoons ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon chili powder, a half teaspoon of black pepper, a half teaspoon of ground cardamom, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. The cookbook recipe also calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove, but that was omitted due to the lack of availability. The flour has gotten a little toasty, so we'll add in the Japanese curry powder spice. We'll toast and activate these spices until fragrant, about 2 to 3 minutes, then set it aside. Going back to the onions now, it's time to assemble the first phase of our curry. Our minced garlic, grated apple, and ginger go into the pot with the onions and mix them together. Beef goes back into the pot along with any of the juices it released. Add the flour and curry powder and mix everything around. Then add 1 cup of red wine and 4 cups of beef stock. Bring it to a simmer, then slightly cover and let this slowly cook for 90 minutes, stirring occasionally so nothing sticks to the bottom. We got some time here in between, so feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to work on our next phase of vegetables, which is our potatoes and carrots. 3 large potatoes and carrots each, peeled and cut into 1-inch pieces. For my carrots, I'm performing a roll cut, also known as an oblique cut, where we're making an angled cut, then rotate it a 1/4 and cut it again. This creates uneven-sided pieces that's unique visually, but still cooks evenly. If you are familiar with the recipe card that came from a promotional package when Persona 5 Strikers was released in 2021, you will notice differences here. Carrots were grated to act as more of a roux, and potatoes were not even part of the recipe. Outside of the inclusion of a bay leaf, all other ingredients and spices are present, albeit in smaller portion sizes to reflect its serving target of 2. I'll provide a link in the description if you're curious. We're going to invoke our inner Kenji to fast forward 90 minutes in no time, and now you can see how lovely this curry is looking. It's smelling divine here too. Carrots and potatoes go in, slightly cover, and let this slowly cook again until the vegetables can be easily knifed through. The Persona Cookbook suggests 30 minutes, which was fine for the potatoes, but I found the carrots needed a little more time, an additional 10 minutes for a similar tenderness. Curry always gets better with time, so no worries here. Now we're in the final phase. It's secret ingredient time. Most Japanese curries might use 1 or 2 of these, but Leblanc Curry brings in the whole cast. So here we go. First, add 1 teaspoon of instant coffee. If you think Sojiro would be insulted for using this, you might be surprised. Instant coffee is essentially brewed coffee that's been dehydrated where the remaining solids are the water-soluble parts of the coffee. Using grounded fresh coffee beans sounds fancy and cool, but ground coffee does not fully dissolve. So if you're interested in a gritty textured curry, you're leaning more towards Mystery Food X. Let's add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of honey, 4 tablespoons of butter, and 2 tablespoons of dark chocolate. I was supplied with the right portion size for this curry, but my wife ate a couple of these before I started cooking, so I know who to blame if this curry doesn't turn out well. And finally, a half cup of plain yogurt, mainly used for thickening the sauce. Plain Greek yogurt works fine here too, which is what I'm doing.
Ooh! Looking cool, Joker!
Plate and serve over white rice, and there it is. Leblanc Curry, faithfully created straight from the Persona Cookbook. Looks pretty similar to the cookbook version, wouldn't you say? I'm proud of myself here.
I hunger! Curry time!
The beef is super tender, like it's been sitting here all day, slowly breaking down, soaking everything in. The sauce is thick, rich, a little sweet and fruity, then the spices start to kick in. It's comforting, but there's a depth there. Layers. You know, I really regret not having a cup of coffee with this, but that feels kinda fitting, because in Persona lore, Leblanc Curry isn't just food. Sojiro originally made this curry trying to impress the love of his life, Wakaba Ishiki. Nothing else really worked, but this caught her attention. She did not fall in love with him, but she understood the curry, and being the brilliant scientist she was, she refined it, tuned it, built it to perfectly complement his coffee. There's sweetness from the apple, richness from the butter and chocolate, a subtle bitterness in the background from the coffee, nothing overpowering, it's warm and soothing. Knowing what we learn later, that Wakaba is gone, he regrets not taking any initiative on the suspicions around her passing. This curry becomes more than just a recipe, it's one of the few things Sojiro has left of her. He becomes the legal guardian for Futaba, Wakaba's daughter, using this recipe to connect with her. But over time, he realizes that curry alone isn't enough. He learns that real bonds aren't built through recipes alone. They're built through presence, speaking honestly, and protecting the people who matter most. Also for your awareness, curry can age like fine wine. This is day 2 and this curry got even better. The sauce has thickened further, the onions have almost melted away, and I'm picking up more of that chocolatey depth now, and the carrots and potatoes are softer and more integrated in the dish. This curry doesn't rush you, it rewards patience. And there you have it, Leblanc Curry. Whether it be for yourself, a special someone, or the family, this is a hearty, comforting meal that proves that you don't need a table full of dishes to make the holidays feel complete and steal people's hearts. Big thanks to all of you for making it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care everyone, and I wish you all a happy holidays.